Hi and welcome to Dave Burman Guitar, and a particularly noisy one too in this video. I have on my right hand side, just here, maybe you can see it, maybe you can't, I gotta put images in. This is a Burman Pro 501. They are like rocking horse poo. If you find one, you should probably buy one. Built in England in the 70s at some point. This is I think built in 78, this one. This is a combo. You may have seen on YouTube the 2000 heads, I think they are. Not a lot on YouTube about these. Anyway, I'm going to show you the guts of this amp, because it came in for a repair, and we repaired it. A couple of things was, there was a few issues with it. Speaker was on the way out and eventually it blew when we tested it. Also, what else was wrong with it? Yeah, it's just like biasing, a couple of preamp tubes, nothing drastic really. The only drastic thing was the speaker. The speaker in it was I think original. It's an original one. It was made by Goodman's. This speaker's been replaced. The customer has asked specifically. Well, he supplied. Sorry, my mistake. The customer supplied a Celestian speaker. It's loud. It's very loud. So what does it sound like? Let's do the guts first, and then we'll see what it sounds like. So I've pulled the chassis out of the Burman combo. This is a Burman 501 Pro 50 watt amplifier. I just taken the chassis out because I just want to check it over, make sure there's nothing weird going on. I'm going to show you the other side in just a second. As you can no doubt see, it has, just so you know, it has KT77 power tubes. Also preamp tubes. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 preamp tubes. 6 preamp tubes. Wow. So yeah. So you're gonna get like a very natural, gainy kind of sound out of this amp, I would assume. We'll do some sound bites in a little while. Yeah. So just so you can see, it's kind of like the only weird thing you probably notice on this amp. Obviously, it's upside down at the moment, so you might not be able to read it. There's gain 1, gain 2, gain 3. I mean, that's gain 1, gain 2, and I think that's master volume. I could be wrong, but that's what it sounded like when I had it running up earlier on. And then the usual bass, middle, treble, presence, and reverb, and just one switch to switch it on and off. So yeah, sorry about the shaky camera. A couple of big transformers there, partridge transformers, made specifically for Burman. So just quickly, I'll go through the front panel. Input, obviously. This is says HF, which is high frequency. That's low frequency. So that's treble, and that's kind of normal. I suppose. Sorry, let's get that switch in. Treble, normal. Gain 1, gain 2, gain 3. Yeah, it's unusual, right? It's got 6 tubes in it, so there you go. It's these two. I mean, it's kind of weird. If you know, this is it was kind of weird. You have to kind of fiddle with it just to get it where you want it to be, with these two knobs here. That's what I did. I'll show you I'll show you after this when we do sound bites. And then this one, it seems to be more of like an overall volume control, but you know, this one pushes the power tubes. So yeah, then after that you got bass, middle and treble, presence, usual stuff, reverb, yeah, and the on and off switch. That's it, no standby. Okay, so back, pretty normal stuff really. Mains, fuse, voltage selector, which is quite weird. You know, you pull it out and then you put it back. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Impedance selector, again, same scenario. Let me show you how it is. You pull it out like this, and then you put it, you know, like that, like a little, I don't know. That's so cool. Anyway, then loudspeakers. You got an extension speaker there, and you've got an alternative, well, alt speaker. It's called. Hang on, sorry, let me get this right. Alt speaker. That basically, if you plug into that with an external speaker, like I plugged in my high watt 2x12 into that, just see what it sounds like. It switches off the speaker that's in the combo. So it automatically takes the speaker off in the combo and switches to that, which is pretty cool. And obviously that's an extension speaker. The speakers actually connect directly in the board. Yeah, and then there's the direct inject, which I believe is kind of like a recording out, and the old way of doing it. I'm sure it'll sound pretty awful. And then reverb on and off switch. That's it. So there you go. I mean, that's the amp. I mean, yeah, let's stop this and just crank it up, because that's what it's all about. Okay, sounds. Okay, this is what the amp sounds like, right? But before I start, I can let you know that I've not done any kind of special recording or anything like this. My camera's just picking up the sound of this amplifier. I think what you're hearing in the camera is pretty much what it sounds like, you know, in this room. I could have mic'd it up, but I think when you mic things up, you just lose a little bit of room ambience, and you know, I don't always mic it up. But you know, soon I'll have a room a little bit bigger than this, where I can do all this micing up stuff and also get some ambience in the room and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, moving on. So this is amp. So basically, you probably can't see it at the moment. I'll try and put a picture on this, but basically, everything's at 12 o'clock, apart from the reverb. Everything's at 12 o'clock. So, and I think I get kind of an overall kind of good classic rock kind of sound out of this amp, as it was intended, in pretty much everything in 12 o'clock. Give or take a digit here and there. So on the left hand side, as you've seen from the previous section of this video, there's a bright switch or a frequency. It goes from high frequency to normal frequency, and in fact, actually, I'm quite impressed with this bright switch, because a lot of amps, you know, you hit a bright switch, it's like, you know, takes your head off, and then you take the bright switch off, and then it sounds like, you know, you're being muffled in a padded room. So so this one actually does a pretty good job, actually. Yeah, I'm quite impressed with that. Anyway, so everything's at 12 o'clock, and let's see how it sounds. Back off on the guitar a bit, around about halfway. So yeah, responds like you'd expect it to. Go to the neck position. Yeah. So it sounds great. It sounds like a great amp. Lots of people say lots of different things about this amplifier and what it's supposed to do. It does do a bit of gain. If you can push it pretty hard, it sounds better if you push this. There's three gain knobs: gain 1, gain 2, and gain 3. And you know, you have to play around with them quite a lot. You know, when you get into like more saturation, because it can get quite muffly and quite sort of. So you have to kind of play around with it. But I'm at a lot of volume at the moment. But that's kind of classic 70s crunch. I had this idea, right? I had a really cool idea. You can hear the washing machine actually next door. So yes, the washing machine. Anyway, so I had this great idea, right? What would it sound like if we kind of run it as it is, like just a 70s classic rock machine like that, but stuck a golden plexi in front of it? I mean, this is like a really cheap pedal. It's like £35 in the UK. And I thought, no, let's stick a golden plexi in front of it, see what that sounds like. See if we can get kind of even, you know, maybe 80s sounds, or, you know, later 70s, I don't know. See if we get some other kind of different sounds out of this amp. Let's give it a whirl, see what happens. Whoopee, right. Okay, right, so I got the plexi, the golden plexi in. I've got the gain at 9 o'clock. Yeah. The volume 12 o'clock, the tone 12 o'clock. I got everything on the amp about 12 o'clock again. Same with the everything else. I forgot to show you this, the sound of the bright switch. So bright switch off. Bright switch on. So yeah, nice and subtle. So let's keep the bright switch on and engage the golden plexi. It might get a little bit noisy. Yeah, just a little bit. Nothing weird. Nick. My plan's a bit scrappy. Sorry about that. But you know, I've been out here for 3 days on the trot. So anyway. I just think it sounds nice. It's a great amp. It's built in the 70s. It's got its own little tone to it. It's got its own little buzz going on with it. It's maybe that's why, you know, people are collecting them a little bit, because it's just got that kind of tone that it just covers some areas that most amps don't, I suppose. It's still got that kind of English, kind of British kind of sound to it. It's got a little bit of that British kind of sound to it, which I quite like. It's not, you know, Marshall, but it's kind of British, you know. Anyway, that's the Burman 501 Pro. I thought it'd be interesting. I was certainly interested in playing it. It's pretty good fun. I'm going to play with it a little bit more off camera, and yeah, get some practice in, and I'll catch you later.